Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94 here, back with another reaction video. Today, we're going to react to NBA's one-hit wonder teams. So, this would be teams that had like one good year and they just fell off after that. So, a recent example of this would probably be the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento Kings making the playoffs for the first time in over 20 years. And yeah, haven't been back since. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this.
The term one-year wonder is typically used in the music industry. It's used to describe an artist or band that made one very popular song and nothing really notable after that. That term is also used in the world of sports, especially in the NBA. These are guys who are relatively unknown, or at least not playing at a high level. Then, for 1 year, everything changes, and they randomly become great. But they're never able to maintain that level of greatness, and they fall back down to mediocrity. There are players that always get brought up when discussing this archetype. Aaron Brooks lit the world on fire in 2010, winning the Most Improved Player award. Mike James randomly averaged 20 and 6 with the Raptors, leading to a massive payday. You'll often see the phrase "Linsanity run" thrown around today, in reference to Jeremy Lin's brief stint of dominance in 2012.
Trash ass nigga.
Or if you want some recent examples, you have guys like Kendrick Nunn and Devontae Graham. But this doesn't just apply to players. What about those teams who shocked the league and their fans, but were never able to build anything off of it? The teams that had 1 year in the spotlight, before immediately heading back to the basement. That's what we're here to look at today. These are some of the NBA one-hit wonder teams of the 2010s.
Okay.
When we talk about stars from the 2000s, one name that should come up is Carmelo Anthony. He was the catalyst for the Nuggets' return to relevancy in 2003. While it was hoped that Melo could lead the Nuggets to their first NBA championship, their trophy case only collected dust. They tried to give him some all-star help with the addition of Allen Iverson, but that only got them a single playoff win in 2 years. While they did finally make a deep run after swapping AI for Chauncey Billups, they were still rarely in conversations as a team that could really win it all. Fed up with the lack of success, Melo essentially forced the Nuggets to trade him to the New York Knicks. They got back some interesting young players, but it was still a step back for the franchise. They were a fine team, but they would now have to learn to play without a superstar. For the next few years, Denver was simply a playoff team. They were good enough to make it, but 2 first-round exits left them in a bit of a stagnant state. Change would come in the 2012 offseason, as the Nuggets were included in the extremely loaded Dwight Howard trade. On their end, they sent 2 draft picks, Al Harrington and Aaron Aflalo to the Magic, and Philly sent them all-star forward Andre Iguodala. Some saw this as a move that could bring Denver back to championship contention. Iguodala was a great all-around player, and he had just helped the 76ers win their first playoff series in nearly a decade. Like I mentioned before, the Nuggets had an array of good young players. If everything went right, maybe Iguodala could bring even more out of them, proving that they didn't need Melo to succeed. The 2013 season got off to a bit of a rocky start. Iggy didn't do much in his return to the city of brotherly love, and Denver hovered around 500 for the first third of the season.
And then in the second half, they went fucking crazy. I think they finished like the 2nd or 3rd seed that year, 2013. Well, I'll never forget that, boy. Remember, they came to Milwaukee. We went to go see that game. That boy JaVale McGee didn't let us down, though. Gave us a highlight. JaVale McGee. The Shaq and the Fool. At number 5, JaVale McGee. Nigga was out there. Nigga grabbed the rebound, slipped out his hands. He tried to grab it, went out of bounds. I was like, damn.
The wins would finally start to pile up. The team that was barely treading water at the beginning of the year was 12 games over 500 by the time the All-Star break came around. And this wouldn't even be their peak. Before you could blink, the Nuggets won 14 games in a row, with 8 of those wins coming against playoff teams. They continued to ride this wave all the way to a 57-25 record, only trailing the Thunder and Spurs, who won 60 and 58
I knew
games.
they finished as a top 3
What
seed.
made this team so interesting was that they really didn't have a star player. They were just filled with quality starters and good bench pieces. To really show the depth of this team, nearly 7 players averaged double figures on the year, and 10 different players were the leading scorer in a game. If you had to pick a top option, I guess it would be 4th-year guard Ty Lawson, although Danilo Gallinari wasn't too far behind him. You also had guys like Iguodala, Corey Brewer, and the manimal Kenneth Faried. They also got a great year out of my boy JaVale McGee. What am I doing? Under head coach George Karl, the Nuggets were the best scoring offense in the league.
Fuck George
They were one of the league leaders in offensive rating. This certainly had to do with their speed and pace, as they ranked second in that stat, only trailing the Rockets. Something else that may catch your eye when looking at this team is that they went 38-3 at home, which is one of the best home records of all time. That mile-high magic was real in 2013, and they hoped it could get them past Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors.
That was Steph Curry coming out party. Steph lit they ass up.
Unfortunately, they would come into this series with an immediate disadvantage. Danilo Gallinari, their second leading scorer, tore his ACL in the final month of the season, taking him out for both the playoffs and the 2014 season. This gave more opportunities to Brewer and Chandler, but they couldn't take advantage of them. Although they got a vintage performance from old man Andre Miller in Game 1, Denver would quickly fall behind 3-1, and they lost the series in 6. They were so close to forcing a Game 7, though. If only Wilson Chandler had a bit more touch of the rim. So, how do you follow up a 57-win season with a sour ending? By firing your head coach, of course.
Yep.
Yeah, after a season where George Karl was named Coach of the Year, they fire him because he wanted a longer deal with more money. Really just shows you how worthless coaching awards are. And the hits just kept coming. Not long after Karl's exit, Denver lost Andre Iguodala to the Warriors.
This nigga was a snake, though. Hold on, go back.
Not long after Karl's exit, Denver...
This nigga was a snake, though. He went into the Golden State Warriors locker room and told them that, hey, they aiming for Steph. I just want y'all to know that they're aiming for Steph. They're going to hurt him. They're going to go for his ankles and his knees. So if I was you, I'd play it safe, Steph. I'm just saying, he literally went to their locker room and snitched on his own team. And then went to the Warriors after that. That's some snake shit right there. That's some bitch shit right there. I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
Nigga snitch, nigga hoe, nigga bitch, nigga snitch, nigga hoe, nigga bitch, nigga snitch, nigga hoe, nigga bitch, nigga snitch.
Lost Andre Iguodala to the Warriors. Now with no real identity, Denver struggled in 2014, and they really wouldn't get out of this funk until they drafted this guy during a Taco Bell commercial. 10 years after this 57-win season, the Nuggets would finally reach the top of the mountain, winning their first championship in franchise history. So, this team could be looked back on more as a fun bump in the road, rather than a horrific missed opportunity. Nuggets fans have at least been able to watch their team win a championship after a one-year wonder, which can't be said for our next team. The Phoenix Suns of the 2000s were one of the fastest and most exciting teams in the league. They were always on the cusp of breaking through, but the Western Conference in the 2000s was insanely stacked. They would put together great seasons, thanks to their 7 seconds or less offense. They had a great core, led by guys like Amari Stoudemire, Shawn Marion, and 2-time MVP Steve Nash. But these great runs would normally come to an end thanks to the Spurs, Mavericks, or Lakers. After one last trip to the conference finals in 2010, the Suns would begin to fall apart. Marion had been long gone after a questionable trade for Shaq. Stoudemire decided to take his talents to the Big Apple, and their free agent additions just couldn't cut it. Phoenix would miss the playoffs in 2011 and 2012, and their days of competing for championships were over. The rebuild was fully put into motion in the 2012 offseason, when Steve Nash was sent to the Lakers for 2 first and 2 second-round picks. While Phoenix had just been mid leading up to this, the bottom completely fell out in 2013. Besides Goran Dragic and Marcin Gortat, this team is full of a whole lot of nothing. I mean, what do you expect when Wash Jermaine O'Neal, Sebastian Telfair, and Hamid Haddadi are getting minutes? Phoenix finished this season with a pathetic 25 wins, and there wasn't much to make anyone feel like this pain was going to end anytime soon. The Suns at least tried to put together a better team in the offseason. They nearly overhauled the entire team. Their biggest acquisitions were Ish Smith, Miles Plumlee, Gerald Green, and Eric Bledsoe. They only had 5 returning players from the previous season. Even with these additions, nobody really thought that Phoenix was going to break out. Rebuilds take some time, and even the best rebuilds take at least a couple years to pick up some steam. Since their best 2 players were point guards, they would have to convert one of them to shooting guard. While some believed that they were in a better place, others thought that they would just remain in the basement of the NBA. They did stumble a bit to start the year, but Phoenix would start to chalk up more wins.
Yeah, that nigga Gerald Green started going crazy, bro. I remember this year. This is a good year right here. Gerald Green was going crazy. I just won a championship with them on 2K14, bro, on the PS4. Just won a championship with them. I could look them up on the channel.
Bledsoe looked strong as a top option.
This was a fun-ass team, though, that year.
They also got Channing Frye back after he missed the prior season with an enlarged heart, bringing even more forward depth to this team.
Oh, damn.
But they would take a major hit in a late December win against the Clippers. Eric Bledsoe injured his shin and wasn't expected to miss much time, but it was later revealed to be a torn meniscus, causing him to miss almost 3 months of action. But the team wouldn't falter, thanks to the efforts of Goran Dragic. He had spent basically his entire career in Phoenix, barring one tour of duty in Houston, and he went on a tear following Bledsoe's injury. The dude was a walking bucket, averaging well over 20 points per game on 50% shooting. The Suns were able to maintain form throughout the season. It seemed like their dream season could result in playoff basketball, but of course it wouldn't be that easy. This just happened to be a year where the Western Conference was a bloodbath. In any other year, being 47-31 with 4 games left in the year would almost guarantee you a playoff spot. You would just be playing for playoff seeding. But not in 2014. Phoenix was tied with the Mavericks for the 8th seed, with every game being more crucial than the last. They would need to continue winning, while also hoping to get some help from other teams. A loss to the Spurs hurt, but it was expected. They had a chance to get right back in the mix with a win against the Mavericks. But despite leading for parts and having multiple chances to tie the game late, Phoenix couldn't get it done. They fell by 3 points, and their playoff dreams were shattered. They finished the season with a 48-34 record, but still finished 9th in the West, missing the playoffs by a game. This all drew plenty of criticism towards the NBA and their seeding. Over in the East, the Atlanta Hawks got in the playoffs with a losing record. The Suns would have been the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. Instead, they were on the outside looking in. An unexpectedly fun season ends not with a bang, but a whimper. It's a shame, because this team had a lot going for them. Bledsoe looked like a future star, the Morris twins both had nice years, Channing Frye bounced back from a potentially career-ending ailment, Gerald Green had the best year of his career, unknowingly becoming the bane of anyone who played 2K that year, and Goran Dragic also thrived. He actually collected some hardware, being named the NBA's most improved player and being named to the All-NBA 3rd team. The Suns once again tried to add to this team, just not in the right places. Instead of getting an emerging big or forward, they opted to trade for Isaiah Thomas, another point guard. Yeah, I don't really get this move. You could never have these 3 on the court at the same time, and 2 out of 3 of these guys weren't very good on defense. The Suns couldn't bounce back in 2015, and they would soon tumble back down to basketball hell. Dragic was traded to Miami, Thomas was off to Boston the same year Phoenix got him, and Bledsoe was sent to Milwaukee years later after outright refusing to play for Phoenix. And unlike Denver, there would be no savior or happy ending. After being awful for years and blowing everything up, Phoenix would finally get back to contention in 2021, but they couldn't finish the job in the finals.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, you already know what time it is. Yeah.
Of being real championship contenders was killed by the Dallas Mavericks. Time really is a flat circle. So why couldn't these teams stay good after breaking through? Well, there are various reasons as to why. Sometimes a team can just capture lightning in a bottle. Everything just fits together perfectly for that one year, and everyone's just along for the ride. Teams either make the wrong choices or no choices at all, resulting in decline and stagnation. It's interesting to see teams be on the cusp of entering a new age of winning, only for that high to only last for a year or 2. Some front offices know how to rebound from future disappointment, while others don't. But that's going to do it for this video. What did you all think of these teams, and what are some other one-year wonder teams? Let me know in the comments.
Sacramento Kings 2023. Just had to put that out there. But anyways, though, that's just going to about do it for this one. I will see you all in the next video. Till then, deuces.